What's going on YouTube? It's Biggs. Now we're in episode 2 of our Road to National series. I'm going to be taking a different spin today. Last week we covered Law. I had a request for Dad, but we're going to leave Dad off to the side for a little bit. And I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and I'm going to play Yellow today. For Katakuri, honestly, this is just my opinion going into my thoughts on what we've seen so far. Personally, playing the matchup from both sides, I think Kata is advantaged against Enel. Against Sakazuki, you literally just have to find two big moms, and you've almost guaranteed the win for yourself, unless you're like in some god-awful, horrendous board state where like they somehow had enough time to pressure you that far. But in my opinion, I feel like that's mostly uncommon. So again, just sticking two big moms in that match, using big mom's effect to deny Enel's like filter from hand to draw a life and then switch out. Because you trash their life. Yes, they still get a life back, but now you trash the life and discarded a card. So against that matchup, that yellow mirror, I still think Kata wins all of them. Your leader ability is instrumental in handling other yellow decks because you're able to stack their life. It's not really important to stack your life early. And then again, just the big mom pressure is huge. The only thing is red is weird. If you fight Zoro decks, which I still think are alive, people are definitely still slow on the uptake. I was going to show you guys my dad deck. That's also an interesting matchup because to play in the current meta against Sakazuki, like you have to sacrifice some percentage points in my opinion if you really want to beat Sakazuki consistently. But you sacrifice points against yellow a little bit. My matchup with Katakuri are like a little, I think I'm like at 45% so far. Granted, Katakuri is not as common as Enel right now. Just Enel's the new toy that everybody wants to play with. So that's that. And then just random decks, like, you know, Big Mom is still good. This matchup is kind of awkward. You have to play slow, in my opinion. I feel like if you try to starve Law, it might be better for you. You might have to change how your numbers go, though, for that to work. But overall, I think Katakuri is definitely up there, possibly best deck. I think Sakazuki is still taking time for players to figure out, but I don't think he's 100% going to be the best choice when everybody is gunning for you. Does he have the ability to outplay every matchup? Absolutely. He's just like Red-Green Law in that sense, where like I would never say Law is out of any matchup. Even matchups that were shit, like Zoro from OPO3. Like, that was a tough matchup. But you could still win it as Law. And Sakazuki is no different. So, that said, I still think Katakuri is up there. Potentially, granted, you need some luck on your side, obviously, but I still think he has enough of the tools and the overall consistency to get there. So this might change as we get closer. I might update the list for you guys as we do more decks. But for right now, I'm going to leave him there. I think he's a super solid choice. I think he's better than Enel in certain metagame positions. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be a massive tournament, so a long 2 days of games come Nat, so it's hard to say. And then before I leave this section of the video, I just want to go over it. Obviously, best deck in format for Nats for that weekend. We don't have any more majors coming up. I think literally we had the 2 regionals and the Treasure Cup or something like that, and that was it to go off of as far as like gameplay analysis. Eggman did a 128 player Discord tournament the other day, which I participated in, but I scrubbed out early. So again, like our sample sizes for like, you know, big events is pretty small to form opinions right now, but based on Japan metagame trends, the fact that Enel has won, I think, 2 events, and then Sakazuki won 1 event or something like that, you know, it speaks a lot. So I definitely think we have our 2 boogeymen of the format that we need to be playing for, and I think Katakuri has a decent matchup into both. So that said, I'll just go over this real quick. Again, 4 nationals, not necessarily for the entire span of the format. Solid could definitely win nationals, top 8 nationals pretty easily. Fringe, where I put Law, I didn't really talk about it last time. Uh, a good dex that you definitely can't sleep on, but possibly won't make it to like top 16, but can still have a solid showing. Like I think Red Purple Law will definitely show up in the top 64, even top 32. And like I said, may squeak into a top 16, but I think it's going to win the entire event? Highly unlikely. Much better options. Basically, any leader that has a similar game plan to anything in the above tiers, um, but is obviously sacrificing some of like the better choices that are available to those decks or leader options to be there. And then X3 drop, I think is just bad decks. I'm not even going to put. You could put almost all of the other leaders that I don't cover here because I don't think they're good in this X3 drop. But that's it. Let's hop into our Katakuri list. So we have Katakuri. This is what I'm going with. Even for when we hop into Enel, one thing you'll notice is I'm a very high on the 7-drop mom. I think this is very solid. Against Sakazuki, they will opt to go second, so your go first curve needs to be pretty good, which is why I like 7 mom. Some decks will also try and put you off of going um, going second rather. So having a solid go first curve is very good against them. We are missing the 4-drop promo Zoro that is just literally like a mini Thunderbolt trigger. A lot of yellow decks play that as like a 2 to 4 of. Since we don't have that, I'm just stuck using the Shirahoshi, and even then it's still not a bad card. Zoro was never a card that we would play really. Your hand would have to be pretty bad for you to field him. So literally, they're just 1k counters or triggers. So it's literally almost the same thing, but different effects. So obviously, I'm drawing to filter out some of the dead cards that we will have, whereas Zoro was the removal. So then I'm playing 2 8-drop again because we are. I'm pretty high on this like go first strategy of like, okay, they're gonna take that from me, it's fine. And then I'm using Smoothie because there's a deck that we'll get to eventually during the coverage. I think Nami's a very solid pick. Again, probably in that same fringe category because she has a solid matchup into Sakazuki. Sakazuki kind of just doesn't get to do anything. He's a vanilla leader that just filters almost. A lot of his removal effects are just mediocre. And depending on how you build Nami, you can pretty easily deck them out, or deck yourself out rather, in my opinion. But I'm gonna have to test that out a little more before I like put out a concrete list. Just because you will have to bounce. I think you would have to play things like Nojiko just to have some options and preventing them from just playing beaters and trying to swing you down. And Hound Blaze is a really good card at just pumping damage and getting through your counters. But that's another story for another day. But I do think that Nami is good enough, and then having this option to Smoothie is pretty solid. Even when we're talking about setting up things like 200 million volts, this combination, like, do not sleep on this. When you're trying to end games, there are a lot of positions that you would think like you're not going to be able to win, or your opponent's like, oh, he can't break through. Yeah, you can. You can Thunderbolt, set up a 200 million volts so and handle 2 blockers. You can Smoothie 200 million volts, handle a 1 blocker. So there's a lot of ways to do surprise lethals against regular decks. The exception being things like Whitebeard. That's always a weird matchup because it really just depends on how good their hand is. Um, but that's it. That's all I have to say about that. That's good tech choices in my opinion. The Sanji, again, you could probably put this at any other 2k counter. Um, I'm using the Satori for right now. I'm playing around with that. The numbers in 2Ks and like are kind of just preference. The only things I think are 100% a staple is Beige because Beige is cracked. You just sack your opponent and just I win the game because you can't do your final lethal. So there's that. And then obviously our larger drops, you can play around with these numbers depending on what you want to do. I don't think Cracker is good enough for our deck at the moment. Against Enel, you'll always have more life than them. Against Whitebeard, you're never going to be leveraging that ability. Sakazuki might be the only one, and highly doubtful because they're a 4-life leader. You're a pretty aggressive deck yourself, so highly unlikely that we get to use Cracker. But Smoothie, on the other hand, we will. Um, more times than not. So I'd rather have that as my trigger body to leverage like damage. And then 2 of Gadatsu, you can play around with this number as well. I could probably take out like a Brule. I'm just trying to Brule. Again, we are missing kind of that Zoro spot that I normally would just plug in there, but since we don't have access to it, this is what we have. But this is the deck, pretty straightforward, not too different than what we already know. The major things being that we have another trigger beater, Gadatsu for some decent removal early, and then the 200 million volts to, again, surprise lethal out of nowhere using Smoothie and Thunderbolt to help you get yourself to 1 life to activate the effect. That's it though, let's hop into some games. Okay, so we got a game to Law. Lost game 1, I was a little aggressive. I was saying though, Law with just adding Robin has so much game into almost everything. I'm gonna keep this. I think literally if his only bad matchup is Sakazuki and control Enel matches, and even then you can play around Enel better than you can against Sakazuki. Just 1-for-1 removal effects and trying to starve Law doesn't really work. Sakazuki can clear multiple characters per turn, that's why it kind of works better. And that's why I think Law is still a very strong deck, is just held back by the prevalence of Sakazuki in the meta. The less Sakazuki you think there will be, the better Law goes up in stock. I would honestly say he's probably almost best deck in format, if not for Sakazuki, to be honest. Interesting. I'm gonna give him the 1. Interesting hand that's coming out. We'll attack 5. We'll attack, view my life, place on top, I guess. And then I'll trigger Sanji, pop Brule. But yeah. This is definitely one of our harder matchups for sure. Law has a lot of explosive potential, being able to go Filmbrook into XYZ cards, right? It's how you kind of play around NL, or not NL, sorry, Sakazuki. You kind of just go big attacks for the first couple turns, and then when you have more Dawn to use, then you flood the board and do your shambles. He'll answer 2 cards for sure, and that's pretty much it. And then you're able to leverage your, your searchers again and buy back some value. It helps against the starving that Sakazuki will do to you. Only time Sakazuki will attack into you is if he just wants to minus something, which you really don't have to do because Law's characters are so low. There's Shambles into Zoro. I will take that one. Grab another one. Our follow-up turn isn't great anyway. Take this one. No trigger. That was actually a pretty good draw. We'll attack 5 there. And then we'll do this. You want to trash your last life, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't think so. So we're looking okay. I can use Katakuri to either get rid of the Law, or I can buy back a Sanji, which I might do. I might just go like a couple attacks and then Katakuri Sanji to the bottom of my life. I'll throw away a 2 for right now. I don't want to just take all these hits right away. Sure, he's gonna go into a shambles anyway. A little late there, Gadatsu. So this is a dead card now. It's actually not the most dead card. Interesting. And I have an Amaru for later. So this is what I said, like, for surprise lethal attacks, like, we have options. Do I get Datsu? Do I get rid of Law? We'll do that. We'll get rid of Law, put him on the bottom life, and then we'll go start burning through some of these cards in hand. My top, place on top. I'll take that hit if he gives it to me. So 2 cards from hand, and then a block is what I'm suspecting here. Yep. And then honestly, the way we're set up, I'm just gonna go burn through the rest. Like I said, I have ways to get through this. So I'd rather, if he wants to give me all his searches, that's fine. Like his 1k search. Goes Nami into Chopper. To Chopper. To Bonnie. To Otama. He's going to try and clear. That's fine. Get Hadver. We're almost there. I don't have to push too hard yet. You can have it. And then restand or blocker law. Restand. Into the other one. Yep. That's a pretty good hit. We're just going to get Datsu here. The opponent's life, I guess. You could have that. And then go 8. You could have the Chopper. And then I have enough presence on board to maybe push. He's given me 2k only though, out of 11. Because I'm pretty sure I know his build. This version of Law, it's pretty standard. He has 2 Makino, 2 Brook. Take. I'm gonna try and go for it. Sure. To the other Chopper. No, Nami. Radical Beam. So he has Makino, Beam, the other Chopper. So Radical and Makino are 2. Bluffing double beam. If his hand is that dead, I can possibly win next turn. It just depends on how many attacks he can get through. I'm gonna just attack 6 here. Take a 1 or a 2. If he has second one of these, I might be dead. Not gonna lie, my hand kind of petered out. I'll just attack and pass. So he kind of has to win this turn. That's 2K Brook, Makino, Red Beam, 2 cards, unknown. He bluffed 2 Don, so it's hard to say. He's going for board, that's fine. That was a dead card in hand anyway. Shamblings into Luffy. He goes face again and leaves me at 1. Alright, so he's for sure only has the 1 now. That's fine. Trigger that. If I had Thunderbolt. So we'll go like this. We'll attack. Gonna attack 9 at life. Force a red and a counter. And I should just have him dead to rights here. Okay, so it's Rad Beam and that was it. So it's Rad Beam and 1 card we don't know. But I should just have him dead. Yeah. GG. Okay, we got a game into Sakazuki. It's a decent hand. The second Thunderbolt was unfortunate though. I didn't want it. But we can go a little aggro here. No brand new is pretty good for me. That means like if I play this, he can't attack and then Hound Blaze, etc. So we just take this. Pitched or Borsellino turn 1. No trigger. Didn't activate. That's a misplay. So we'll attack. View my life. Leave it on top. One extra card. 2/2Ks. Interesting. I guess he's setting up Lucci, sort of. Not that great though. Kind of want to just find as many 10 moms as possible. So if he can kill this with hard removal, that'd be great. There's Borsellino. I'm gonna give him a 2. Just go 6. Seven and play Smoothie. Should probably look at his life. That was a mistake. So let's it go. Go ahead. Alright, so this should be like a Hound Blaze attack. You know. He has options here, for sure. If he starts his turn attacking into Pero, it's fine by me. Not sure what we're thinking about. 7? Could play Borsellino 7 drop. But he's going to try and clear hard. So bottoms that, goes here. Nope, goes me. Probably going to go into another Borsellino. We'll take. We already knew it was 2K. Cycles his other Borso. I think probably playing this was better. That's fine. We'll can't afford to leave that. Yeah, we can do this. Attack 6. Pretend we're Whitebeard and just go big numbers. Force 2Ks that he doesn't have. That's good for ending the game. And we'll play another smoothie. Not too many cards in hand. 3 2Ks down. But he's gonna have to deal with this at some point. I'm expecting the Lucci play coming. Or unless he has second Hound Blaze. And then I have a way to end the game here. Debatable, I don't know that. I might actually use the trigger, discard Gadatsu and her. Brand news for the Hound Blaze. So he can definitely go Great Eruption or attack me, reduce your... that doesn't work. Won't get really too much value off the Hound Blaze that way. Let's see what he chooses to do here. Six cards. You know, Hound Blaze. What do we do? There's the Great Eruption. So he's probably going to do the same play here. Because then he can set up a Lucci play later and doesn't have to worry about giving me value here. So he's going to Lucci instead. Okay. I respect it. Again, leaving the bodies on board is kind of dangerous right now. We'll just take a 2K. And he messed up his Sound Blaze. I can Mom. Can also Gadatsu his brand new away. I think setting up the Mom is better. Highly doubt he just trashes, yeah. Let me attack here. Put that on the bottom. Yep. Pass. I don't want to go to 0, just so I can save that Thunderbolt. I'm going to force him to have a way to answer her. He got rid of an Ice Age. Here's the Hina. So he has Rebecca most likely. So he can Rebecca, bring Hina back, attack, reduce, Hound Blaze that we know he still has. Then I lose my attacker. There's Rebecca, Tahina. Reduce. Take one. That's pretty good. I can't take any more damage, so I'm gonna have to pitch a lot. There's that. He can go 7/7. So we're gonna go 1, and then here. Because I want to set up the 10 Mom. We'll go 5 here. Okay. We're in pretty good shape. I still have Amaru in life. Uh, no way for him to kill me this turn. 5 cards in hand. The only thing that sucks is a Sabo. If it's Borsalino, I can survive. Again, I just don't want to fall behind. I can't go to 0. That's the only thing I can't do. There's the Ice Age. Reduces again. 2. And there it is. Just go. Sure, Hoshi win for the game. Alright, we got a game into red purple Luffy. I'm going second. This hand's okay. I'm a mulligan actually. I think we do better. This is a little nicer. I have curve into more 6 attacks. So we'll do this. We'll take 10 and pass. It's a 7 from us and then a 5. It is kind of annoying if I'm going to do this just to not get hit with law on the following turns. So we'll do this. View my life. It's not really the card I want. We'll leave it on top. And then we'll play Pero, pass. Oh man. Gene Bart. Another attack for 7. We'll take. Alright, deck. I need you to give me something a little better than that. And we'll attack another 8. This is a 9 turn. Honestly, I guess we'll leave on top. Jesus, bro. Then we'll play another Pero, pass. So he ramps, slams 9 beard. Presumably, if he's got it like that. It'd be nice if he didn't, though. He has Nami plus the search event. High chances to whiff. I'm not a big fan of that card. Granted, he's probably just going straight into 10 drop Luffy. That is honestly okay. I'll take the Brulee. It's a little more diverse in terms of like a 1K here. Take. It's a queen. Discards. I hate this card. People who are having all this hopium on this lead performer card, it's trash. I think it's basura. We'll attack here. See what he does. Attack into. I think we just attack queen. Hope to pull a 2K. Our top of life. I guess that's fine. This is a pretty medium hand for a Katakuri, life pool for Katakuri. This is not good. I just want to pull a 2K. That's why we attack there. That's fine. Then we play 7 mom. Gives me life. Hopefully it's better than the one we had. um, that's fine. Only can pull 8-drop Katakuri? That sucks. Okay, so he's going straight into Luffy. We'll do it. My hand is hot garbage, but it's okay. He's gonna ramp, attack me for 7 anyway. That's why I did it that way. Because I can't do anything about the 7 coming in my face. We'll trigger. We'll discard a Katakuri. And hope to not die? Man, this ass. Sure. I need like blocker. Sure. That would have been helpful the turn before. What is that? Just attack 8. Okay. So far, not dead yet. The good thing is this Amaru will actually give me a shot at winning the game next turn. As long as he doesn't chopper again. Or play Ninebeard. If I'm him, I'm going here. Yeah. Which is fine. Take that every day of the week. Seven drop kid does nothing. I think I 2k like that. That's fine. Or blocker. Well, now I think I just won the game. Unfortunately for opponent. We'll deny him the life and then just attack. Yep. No shot of losing from 3 life here. If he puts me to 1, again, I can remove the blocker. So this is okie dokie. Unless he has more blocker, like more queen or something. This is very dirtily build. Not as aggressive as I'm used to seeing, but like the Luffy's, the Jambe. He's playing a lot of interesting cards. I'm not a fan of this one. It's fine. Put me to 1, please. I was gonna go 10 drop again. So he draws a card, can use leader ability for life. For Dawn rather. This is ass. I'm not a fan of this build at all. I need to not die. Okay. This sucks. I'm only gonna have enough to get to 9. I need to hit a beige right now. A beige or this was a bad attack. Oh, brother. You should have just went 9, 12. Yeah. Wow, that was bad. that was awful. I don't know why my opponent did it that way. Just wins. Just go 9. I guess because he saw I had 8 cards in hand. He's like, oh man, let me try and hold, but that was not it. You just go for game because you're not gonna live 2 big bomb attacks. Trying to get you guys a good final game. We got one into Betty possibly. I'm gonna try it. It's not a good hand, but I'll try it. I'm not gonna attack him for a little while. Just gonna do this and pass. I don't have to do anything for a little while. Gadatsu would be the nuts. This is we're having like possibly third copy of Gadatsu. That might be an option for us because we don't have. I'll take that because we don't have anything to replace the Zoro. So I think third Gadatsu might be how we fill some of the gap there. I'm just gonna let him swing into me so I can take some advantage trades. This is scary. Do this. Play mom. Kind of have to play slow into Betty, like I said. Now if he wants to do this effect again, he has to attack me, unless he has another one, which would be ouch. Then if I were him, yeah, I'm going all in. Put my foot in my mouth. I'm gonna stop talking. So yeah, I'm taking this damage. Yes. Get out of here. So maybe I go fourth Thunderbolt, cut Amaru to 2. I think it's already at 2. I don't know if I have fourth Thunderbolt, but fourth Thunderbolt's 2 Amaru, and then third Gadatsu, I think is the play. We'll take one more. And then I'll block. No? Okay. Well, we're going 8 here. Okay. 5. I want that. And do this. Put Morley on the bottom. Pass. This is why Betty's a bad deck, by the way. As much as I want to love this deck, I just think it's caca. What? Okay. Attack 5. And pass. I keep playing it slow. I can win on the next turn. I know I left him with nothing as a counter there. Just gonna go all in, 777. This for 8. So I'll give him 2 and a 2. Yep. No trigger. And then attack me for 8. That's the whole game. Sure. Attack like this. Attack like this. Yeah. Just gonna win that way. There you have it, guys. That's our Katakuri list. Again, we are missing some cards thanks to not having that Zoro. You can opt to run more Thunderbolt, more Amaru, play with a Gadatsu count. You have options. The 2K counter, especially, you can definitely mess around with this. I've seen some people trying to jam Enel into the list. It's okay. You're just messing up your like consistency on putting. Um, I think just leveraging the Big Mom Pirate stuff is just better. Um, Personally, maybe like one copy, maybe, but even then, it's hard to say where like. It has good value into Sakazuki, but overall, I don't think it just fits in Katakuri. I think it's better in Enel, um, based on how you're able to leverage your leader ability. Um, and even then, Enel's kind of a weird spot, just because Whitebeard is such a prevalent deck, or should be a prevalent deck. I think it's a very strong pick. Um, so just random 5-drop Luffy makes Enel look kind of bad. Um, I've punished Enel players. Like right now, my Whitebeard matchup into Enel is like uh, 8-0, I believe, in real life testing and online. I haven't lost that matchup. So long as you play correctly and you would go for the board and don't try and feed life. Like anytime he taps sideways, you should be going for his stuff. Um, and then you're able to manage the end game pretty quick. But that's all I have to say about that. So again, Enel probably not in this Katakuri build. I like how our deck is going so far. Let me know how you guys are building Katakuri. I would love to see it. He is on one of my potential picks for myself personally going into Nats. Obviously, I rated him pretty highly in our tier list, so um, I'm pretty high on the deck. I think it's really good. Uh, Let me know if you disagree. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Peace.